First of all, I'm gonna say that the new Cronos sub is just amazing. And in this video, I'll try to show you why and how. This is the third version, I believe, of the Cronos sub Homage. The most significant features of this watch is the applied logo on the dial, the upgraded hands, which have the cap on the second hand, and also the upgraded crown and the glide lock clasp. The watch, as all the watches from China, comes in this plastic box. Mine had one of those loops broken off in transit, but the watch itself was packed very well with this foam insert inside it and all wrapped in plastic and stickers. The warranty is actually stamped and signed with the date of purchase. I'll try not to smudge it so much because it's all polished on the sides. So let's talk about the watch itself. I'm gonna be wiping it from time to time during the video, but that's just to be able to show it in its best form. So the watch is a standard 40mm case sub Homage, and what the Cronos did here is they added their applied logo on the dial. Their printed logo is kinda crap, so I'm very happy that they did this update. So you can see the Cronos is applied on the dial, and it's looking very nice in the light. Another thing is the second hand. As you can see, usually on the sub itself and all the sub homages, you can see the stem sticking in the middle of the second hand. Here Cronos put a cap on the second hand, so it looks more clean, I guess. You can see here it's kinda polished on all the sides. One more thing is the previous Cronos sub homages, they had this white frame around the date window, which was like really out of place. They obviously removed it on this one. And what else in the updates? The crown as well. Yeah. So on the crown, previous versions had this Cronos logo lasered on the crown, which looked pretty like crappy. I don't know, unprofessional. Almost like the Orient watches. Like the crown on the Orient watches also had this lasered logo, and that's why I probably will never get an Orient, just because the crown annoys me. But here they made the logo, if it's focused, let's focus it. Ooh. Yeah, you can see it here. The logo on the crown is part of the crown, like it's they made it like in the mold, but you can see the logo. I'm not a big fan of this logo, but I mean, when it's this professionally made and looks so nice, I'm pretty much okay with it. As for the bezel comes in two options on the Cronos. This version has only the lumed dot, and there's also a version with the fully lumed bezel. And there's like a $30 price difference between them, I believe. This version, the cheaper one, costs $245. What else can I say about the dial? Well, the crystal is sapphire, obviously, and the Cyclops, I think it's also sapphire, but the thing is that the Cyclops is supposed to magnify the date window by 2.5 times on the original. As you can see here, I don't know, it maybe magnifies it by like 1.5. So yeah, that's like one of the downsides of this watch. The Cyclops is pretty crappy, but other than that, The crystal itself, on the original watch that this tries to homage, the crystal is flush with the bezel. As you can see here, the crystal is sticking out a bit. So this is another thing that they could improve to make it as close as possible to the original watch. What else? The printing on a dial just has the automatic and 200 meters, 660 feet. The dial is pretty clean, no unnecessary text on it. It's glossy and very clean. As for the bezel rotation is pretty nice, pretty smooth, and you can hear the clicks. And again, I already smudged the bezel. The bezel doesn't have too much play. There is a little, but it's not significant. It's okay. And I think the bezel lines up as well with the dial. I think so. I can't really decide. I think it's okay. Maybe if you have more sharp eyes than me, you can tell me in the comments. But I think it's okay. What else can I say about the case itself? The case back is the regular sterile case back. There's nothing, no markings at all on the case or the case back, which is how it should be. The sides of the case are polished, you can see, very nicely polished. And another thing that I was impressed with is the transition, because the top of the case is brushed, and the transition on the crown guards, usually that's where the Chinese manufacturers mess up. But as you can see, there's a sharp straight line here. I don't know if the camera could catch it, but the transition is very, very nice. I mean, it's like a straight sharp line from brushed to polished on the sides. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. The crown itself, it's a screw down crown, of course. And the movement inside is a PT5000, which is a Chinese-made clone of an ETA movement, I believe. I couldn't open the case back. I will probably order this rubber ball to open it and see the movement. But in this video, I will not be able to show you the movement. As for the crown, yeah, in the first position, it's you can wind it. The winding is pretty stiff. It feels very, very nice. And on the second position, you can adjust the date. And on the third position, it hacks the movement, and you can adjust the time. Let me screw it back in. Alright, so we've talked about the main part, and let's now talk about the bracelet and the clasp, which are, I have to be honest, are amazing as well. The case is 40 millimeters and the bracelet is 20, so it's the older version. It's not the 19 millimeter version like the new sub. But what they did here is they made the bracelet, I believe, as close as possible to the original. You can see mine has already some marks because I've been wearing it non-stop for the past 2-3 weeks since I received it. So the bracelet is tapering down from 20 to 16, I believe. And the bracelet is held with screws, and the screws are going from one side to the other side. I mean, this piece in some of the homages, this other side is not drilled. I mean, all the lugs look the same, like this one, but here the screw is going all the way through. Let me show it to you on the links that I removed. So basically, when you screw it out, this is how it's gonna look. The tiny screw is coming all the way through, and is visible on the other side as well. One thing I have to mention about this the screws is that they come from the factory absolutely drowned in white Loctite material, and to remove those links I had to heat the bracelet with a lighter just to be able to unscrew it, which is kind of annoying. And Cronos, if you're watching this video, ease on the Loctite, please, because it was like an absolute nightmare to remove it. But I mean, you don't have to adjust you don't have to remove screws every day. You just do it once when you buy it. So I mean, it's bearable, but yeah, definitely too much Loctite. So that's the bracelet, and for the most amazing and magical part, the clasp. The clasp has incremental adjustment, so you don't have to use any tools. You just remove it from your wrist, and you do this click. You just glide it to your preferred position, and you click it back in place. That's it. That is amazing. And for 245 bucks, I mean, it's just insane. The clasp itself doesn't have any markings, and I really like that. Some people like complain that they want like a Cronos logo on the back. That is not the case with me. I think it's perfect. No markings, no anything, just amazing clasp. One more thing is that you have to have a bit of a nail. If you cut your nails, like on the right after you cut your nails and you try to open it, you're gonna have some trouble. But in general, it opens okay. And obviously you have to lift this part up, and it just clicks out and in and out. Just amazing. And one more thing that I noticed, I don't believe that Cronos stated anywhere on their website, on the AliExpress listing, is that the adjustment of this clasp, I'm not sure I'll be able to focus it. I hope you will see. Can you see the white ball inside? Let me show it to you with a stick. The ball on this on the inside of here, there is two ceramic balls inside, so it does not click metal on metal. I think you'll be able to see here the white ceramic ball. Yeah, so there are two balls on each side, and so it will not grind metal on metal. It is locking in by ceramic balls on the metal centerpiece. So the click is pretty easy to lift. So when you remove the watch from your wrist, you obviously have to be careful not to like maximize it all the way to the end. And what else? There is one half link also for easy adjustment. And let me show you how much you can extend the glide adjustment. So this is the full adjustment, as you can see. There is a link, and let's say these two halves, it's gonna be one more link, so it's two links. That's the maximum. And if you adjust it all the way in, see, so the adjustment is basically 1.5 links of length. You can adjust on the go from all the way from here up to here. Yeah. So this is amazing. I really like it. It's very comfortable. Let me adjust it to my wrist size. I believe it was, yeah, this location. And let me show it to you on the wrist. I mean, when it's hot outside, I just pull it out, click one space on the clasp, and it's just amazing. And I mean, I really enjoy the look of the watch on the wrist. It's so nice. The fitment is amazing. There's minimal gap between the end links and the lugs. but it's not noticeable. And the Lume dot on the bezel, it's almost the same color as the text on the bezel, but it sticks out just a bit. Show it to you. I mean, yeah, it sticks out just a tiny bit. So yeah, this is the watch, and for finish, let me show you the lume of the watch. The lume is BGW9. It's gonna be blue lume. As I said, my watch has only the lume dot on the bezel. You can also get the fully lumed bezel for a little bit extra. I'll turn off my display here to make it darker, and the lume is very nice. I mean, it sticks, it hangs on for a long time, and it's just this beautiful blue light illuminating from the watch. It is really good. I mean, I really like it. Yeah, that's how it's gonna look in complete darkness.